Much like the witch used breadcrumbs to lure Hansel and Gretel, FX and fintech providers need the services of affiliates. And just like the witch, sometimes they get a lot of bad press. Today, we're going to join Michael Pearl as he moderates our next panel, Debunking Misconceptions in Affiliate Marketing.
Thank you, Melinda. So as it was mentioned in the previous panel, affiliate marketing is at the cornerstone of brokers' marketing efforts. But recently, this industry is experiencing quite a few hardships. We all heard of the new regulations that are putting more and more constraints on the affiliate practices, and the price of acquisition, something that we'll discuss in a minute, is constantly growing. On the other hand, we see new technology that is already implemented within the various systems, and quite a few future ones that are expected to boost affiliate marketing. So, we have with us the distinguished panel. I will give you guys the chance to introduce yourselves, and then we'll just move on to the questions. So, Sarafina, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon so far, or a day. I mean, this conference is one of my favorite ones, so hopefully it will be yours too. My name is Sarafina. I come from PaySafe's Income Access. We're a digital marketing company that's been specializing in affiliate marketing since 2002. So hopefully we'll be able to share some insights with you.
Great. So hello, everyone. My name is Romain. I'm working for Swissquote Bank. So Swissquote Bank, we are the Swiss leader in online banking. We are specialized in multi-asset trading solutions for private investors and financial institutions. And we're going to launch pretty soon our affiliate marketing program, so on June 1st, to boost our retail client acquisition. So happy to be here today with you. Yeah.
Well, I would like to welcome everyone here. My name is Alexei, and I work in TickMill. I would like to thank you all for dedicating your time and coming here instead of spending the time on the sandy beaches of Limassol. I've been dealing with partnership programs of all sorts for quite some time, and hope I will be able to actually kind of share my experience with regards to this side of the work that every Forex broker will have to be involved in. Thank you.
Hey guys, thank you all for coming. I'm Sean, I'm from Tel Aviv, Israel. Hope you're enjoying Cyprus. Beautiful country, really like it, the days here. Anyway, we are an affiliate network named Traffic On. We are already 11 years in the industry. We have a self-optimization system that knows how to split with an AI technology, knows how to split between all the brokers and get them the best high-quality leads. Also, is written everywhere. EPC is king. That's our motto. That's the most important thing for affiliates. You know, affiliates are asking me all the time, what's the CPA, what's the CPA? Everybody needs to understand that EPC is the most important, and that's our logo. EPC is king. Okay.
Thank you, guys. So we're going to start with a very basic question that might look a little bit funny to everyone, but it still needs to be asked. So what is affiliate marketing today? We need like a strict definition, because there are a lot of new models coming in, and I just want to hear from you, what do you define as affiliate, as an affiliate, and in general affiliate marketing practices? So Sarafina.
That's a very good question. I guess for us, a definition of an affiliate would be a third-party marketing partner that's referring customers to your business. Now, they could be an individual with multiple websites. It could be IBs introducing brokers that have a network. It could be somebody with a big social following. It could be an influencer. I mean, it's anybody that's not yourself that's marketing your business to drive customers to you.
Roman?
Yeah, completely agree with what Sarafina is saying. So on our side, we really see the affiliates as an external sales force that we remunerate upon performance. So for Swissquote, actually, we really see the affiliate as a complementary program to our existing introducing broker network. So we work with a lot of IBs in Europe, in the Middle East, in Asia, and we have different commission models with those IBs. But for us, the affiliate is really should be CPA focused, so really rewarding the affiliates based on the performance. on the client acquisition and not necessarily on the impression or CPL, some deals that we can have generally in a direct way with external media. So this is how we position the affiliates in the media landscape. Yeah.
Well, I basically agree with Roman and with everyone who expressed their opinion. However, within this panel talk, I would like to say that I personally am going to refer to affiliate as their activity which brings you business, regardless whether it's based on client acquisition or any other criteria. So basically, in my opinion, as I said during today, I will basically be referring to whatever you do to maintain your business partners, to generate the business partners who will be capable to bring traffic to you.
Well, basically, what I do in Trafficon is when I'm an affiliate account manager also, by the way. When an affiliate enters the company, I'm giving him the feeling that he entered the family because that's the real thing. If it's personal questions, if it's things about personal life, you know, he needs answers in weekends, nights, everything, because he's really a partner and we really want to give him the feeling that he entered the family. So because of that, we have affiliates rolling with us over 10 years. And it's a great family, you know.
Thank you, guys. So I want to divert the question to Alexei as one of the representatives here of a large brokerage. So we're kind of still in the midst of the storm that is called the ESMA regulations and restrictions. How did the ESMA regulations, the recent ones, I mean, how did they affect affiliate marketing practices? And if you can go into details in terms of numbers, in terms of how this affected your efforts and your partners' efforts.
Well, I would say that I have an experience talking to people who work in various brokerage companies, and I can say that currently we have faced pretty much the same situation everywhere. There was a big impact once the ESMA rules were implemented, but it was kind of a funny impact where you could see that on one side there was a shift of people who were working as introducing brokers. In other words, they were remunerated for the volume generated by their clients. There was a big shift of those people to less regulated brokers just for the ease of using their trading terms and using their partnership terms. They simply wanted to apply their existing business model, but to the new broker, since their existing business partners, existing brokers could not support them any longer. So they would say they would exchange their existing broker to another one, hoping they can make as much as they were making before. On the other side, there are some people coming from, majority of them would be coming from European countries. They did not want to compromise their business activities. Therefore, they started seeking for those brokers which were capable to offer them these affiliate-related terms, which is like compensation based on traffic brought to this broker. That's why, as I said, the situation is a bit funny. On one side, you can see a big shift of their IBs, introducing brokers, all kinds of partners, to less regulated brokers just because it's easier to work with them. On the other side, there are some people coming from very decent countries that they care a lot about their reputation, about their business, who do not want to jeopardize their current activities, and they are looking for their good broker capable to partner up with them without breaking any local business requirements or any local laws.
Can you give a specific example on the hardships that the IBs are experiencing? Like, give me like one specific thing.
We have a situation. As you know, before, one of the very common practices was when an IB was remunerated for certain volume traded by clients referred by these IBs. These people cannot be compensated based on this business model any longer due to the ESMA regulation. Therefore, they are forced to either change their compensation model and agree on working with a one-off payment, which a lot of them don't want to do, or they have to find a broker which is capable to offer them CPA, CPL, or something similar, which there are plenty, and my colleagues here, they are coming from the industry, they can basically probably support me with it. I would say they're number-wise, maybe during the first half year while ESMA was in place, I would probably say that maybe 50–60% of the businesses, they shifted away from the model where they were compensated for volume as so-called IB programs. And these people are seeking for different brokers. So that's pretty much what happened.
Roman, how does it look from your side with regards to ESMA regulations?
Yeah, so on our side, we don't have the affiliate program since the ESMA implementation. But if we take all the acquisition channels that we work on, actually, we saw in the ESMA region a drop of the account openings, for instance, of about 15%. And if we talk about the revenue that we were generating before and after ESMA implementation, we saw a sharp of 40% in the key markets that were running business with our office in London. So, of course, the new regulation, you know, with those negative risk warnings that you must put on your website, on the different creatives, the leverage now, which is cap. I think it's reshifting a bit our industry from both from a brokerage house perspective, but also from a partnership perspective. As you mentioned, Alexei, it's clear that the people who used to work on a revenue sharing or volume compensation basis in the past in the ESMA region, I don't see that much future for this at the moment. So we must work on new formats, and maybe the CPA is an alternative, which might be more interesting. Yeah.
So I'll take you up. I'll follow up on the CPA issue, and Serafina, I want to ask you. CPAs has been skyrocketing over the last 10 years, and more some over the last 5 years. So is there an end to that? Like, do you see somewhere where the prices are going to stop? And how do you see the practices in the future with such high prices?
That's a very good question. I think the base for what you do with your CPA models or any compensation model for the first time is you have to know what your lifetime values are. So you have to know what margins you're prepared to work with and which partners are going to bring you the high revenue generating customers, and therefore you've got more room to give them a higher CPA. I think the one-size-fits-all rule doesn't work. In my experience, really does not work. So you have to be very selective. And yes, you might be able to go high and high and high for better quality, but you also have to be prepared to change the model if it's not working in your favor.
Sean, what do you think about the CPA prices? Is there any stop to that, any end to that?
Well, I think that of course not. Like real estate, first lesson in economy, there is demand and there is supply. There is always high demand and the supply of affiliates is pretty low all the time. So the higher the demand is, the higher brands are going to pay per CPA. Also the regulations and stuff, so brands are willing to pay much more and much more all the time. So I'm not seeing it stopping, at least not in the close time.
Can I have a word here?
Yeah.
All right. First of all, just a quick definition. CPA, it's a cost per acquisition. It's how much a broker is willing to pay for a client who decided to trade with this or that broker. It's just for the people who might not know what it is. Anyway, I would agree that in the recent few years, the cost of CPA, how much commission the broker would pay, one-off, did really go far. From, if not mistaken, they used $500, $600 for a client used to be kind of like considered to be quite high payout. Am I correct? Yeah. Now I'm seeing there some brokers, they would agree to pay $700 for a client, $800 for a client. And what I'm seeing right now, some interesting things are happening. First of all, a gap between payouts for clients coming from, let's say, not so wealthy countries, such as, let's say, maybe Egypt or Eastern Europe, and pay out to, and some others, and pay out for clients who come from well-established countries, which is, let's say, Australia, Singapore, Germany, Italy, Norway. I would say Germany, Italy, Norway. I believe it correlates very much to the drivers of the economy in Europe. I mean, the gap is growing. So these people who come from these countries, they are being rewarded for the most. And when I did my math, I would say that even though currently some brokers pay $700, $800 for a client like that, they will be willing to pay even more. And I will not be surprised that this number will double, because it's a very lucrative market, I mean, these countries. And even though the broker will pay more, they will still be profiting. On the other side, what's going to happen is that these high payouts will basically cut off those brokerage companies who are not capable to pay that much. Therefore, there will be brokers capable to offer this model, and there will be brokers who are not going to be playing this game at all. That's my opinion.
So following up on what you said, Alexei, I want to ask Sean, you mentioned quite a few countries here, Alexei. So I want to know, in your point of view, what are the most lucrative geographical locations now in terms of ROI in affiliate marketing? Which countries?
Well, it's like men's looking at women, you know, each one like something different. No, I'm joking. Seriously, back to the question. I think there are no lucrative geos because for each brand has different publishers that brings him a different ROI for each geo. I have geos, you know, tier 3 that are making me the best ROI, or I have tier 1 that are making me less ROI. It really depends.
From my personal experience, I've been in this business for just a few years though, there are the brokers, and these brokers would have their core business based in just a few countries. And to my surprise, I experienced that sometimes the companies would be generating lots of revenues from some countries you would never expect them to. For example, I had cases where there were the companies getting a lot from some countries in Eastern Europe. Despite that, you would never think of it. You may not only say that there is this geo which is more lucrative or less lucrative. However, of course, there is potential which is much higher, let's say, in Singapore other than Pakistan. It's more profitable to work in Germany or UK other than in Bangladesh. That's obvious. However, sometimes for a company to survive, it's good enough to actually focus on a specific market where you have pretty decent setup which allows you to do the business. That's number one. That's from my personal experience. You don't have to agree with me. On the other side, I would say that it's not only the geo that matters a lot. It's also your ability to offer enough IT solutions to support your stuff, and it is also you as a broker who is capable to motivate the staff working for you. And if your people are motivated enough and they're supported enough, and I'm not talking about some fancy things, the basic things. So if your people are supported enough and motivated enough to do the business for you, almost any geo can be profitable and quite lucrative for you. That's my opinion.
Thank you. So, Roman, I wanted to ask you, following up on the issue of new models and new approaches towards affiliate marketing, what do you think about prepayment? Is it a model that you're familiar with, and doesn't it kind of goes against the whole idea of affiliate marketing?
Yeah, so no, it's not a model we are used to. As I said, today on a global scale, we work with a lot of IBs. So we have different models with IBs. We have two major actually action plan. One is about offering rebates on spreads, okay, and this model is mostly used in Europe, in the Middle East, in Switzerland, our market. And then we have another one which is more markup oriented. So it's really specific to the Chinese markets where we are pretty well established. And here actually, most of the IBs, they are signal sellers. They provide education to their clients, and they just apply a markup on top of the spread that we charge to the clients for trading on our platforms. So this kind of commission scheme is completely at the opposite of the upfront payment. And for the affiliate program that we're going to launch, it's not neither in our philosophy for the moment to pay upfront the affiliates. As I said, we clearly see it as an external sales force that we're going to reward on a performance basis. So once the client is onboarded with a deposit and with a minimum of trades that must be executed on the platform. So at the moment on our side, it's not really the philosophy. So we're not going to apply it. Yeah.
Serafina, what do you think, and as a follow-up question, what do you also think about some profit and loss models? Some kind of rev share, loss share models that we have now?
So just to add to what Roman said, I think I totally agree. The prepayments used to be quite common in the past with, bigger affiliates who really know their traffic very well. But prepayment usually comes with some sort of a performance criteria. It just, the notion prepayment means you're giving them the money up front before you actually get the customers and the traffic. But it really boils down to, if you work it back to the same CPA values that you're comfortable to pay, then you could do that. Profit and loss is a good one. I mean, in our experience, a good affiliate program should always have an element of a revenue share with it. And the reason I say that is because when you have a revenue share, your affiliate is actually like a business partner. They're not just looking for who's going to give them the highest CPA because, no disrespect, Sean, affiliates can be fickle. They'll just look for who's paying the highest money and send their traffic there. But the people who pay the highest are not always the ones who convert the best. So you have to be sensible about it and look at it from a proper business model. Again, when it comes to profit and loss, obviously you can have a CPA element because obviously advertising costs money and the affiliates have to, pay. And as Sean said, PPC costs money anyway. So it's good to have that, but the long-term element of it is what really makes it a sustainable, profitable model for both the broker and the affiliate.
So I wanted to ask you, Sean, let me start with you. There are all these types of new products, new technologies that are now emerging. So what do you guys have, what kind of a new product that you have that you implemented lately and you can tell us about it?
Well, basically we have the AI technology, and I suppose that people are familiar with it here. We use it for smart splitting. So all the brands that we're working with, we get the lead from the traffic from the affiliate. Basically, the lead enters, and in the same second, based on call center hours, geography, language, and conversion rate, the lead is getting redirected to the brand that is going to be most highly converted. So we use AI for that, and yeah, that's one of the technologies that I could share that we use.
Serafina, any new technologies, new products that you would like to mention?
I think what we normally see now is obviously most people are on their app, on their mobile phones. So being able to do your trading very easily and seamlessly on a mobile platform is really the way that we're seeing it. And from the affiliate perspective, obviously, if the affiliate's going to drive traffic to your app, then they need to be able to track it. So being able to track the in-app activity ongoing, not just the one-off, is something that's quite sought after.
Okay, so we talked about technology and we mentioned buzzwords like AI. Another buzzword that we neglected to mention is blockchain. So my question is, how can blockchain, if any, can improve the trust between brokers and affiliates and all the agencies in the middle? Obviously, we know that there's some sort of a tension sometimes. And can blockchain technology, with its verification and its assurances, serve as a bridge to assure both brokers and affiliates? So, Alexei, let me divert this to you.
First of all, I wanted to say that majority of the people sitting here, they are much smarter than myself. Therefore, you probably understand the word and the concept of blockchain much better than myself. My opinion.
Don't underestimate yourself.
All right, I'll try. In my opinion, blockchain, despite that it sounds like it's some fancy and very complex word, at the current moment and maybe within the next few years would not really have much impact on the industry because it's being based on same technologies as, the affiliate part of the business is being based on the same technologies as we've been having for the past 3, 4, 5 years. Nothing changed really. So it's the people who need to be backed up. The people do the work for you. Having all these technologies to help you somehow segment your clients, kind of identify something, yeah, that's good to have, but it's not the driver for your business. However, in my humble opinion, in case these blockchain and technologies based on blockchains will be capable to somehow help your needs, solve your problems, I don't know, do the KYC better, identify the clients better, yeah, they might be playing some great role sometime in the future.
Roman, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's not really the technology which can improve the trust between partners. If you do business with partners, you must first trust them in a first stage. And at the second stage, then I see huge potential for the technological aspect of the blockchain to improve the different processes. So I'm really thinking, for instance, about the payment part. I read an article recently. It was a guy who were actually saying that maybe implementing the smart contract protocol, which is based on Ethereum, could be a nice application of the blockchain to settle the different contracts between the counterparties, so between affiliates and brokers, for instance, and to settle the payments once the transactions are verified. So this, I see a strong potential from that side. So really gaining on efficiency and removing maybe all this manual work part, which is sometimes very not very interesting to do, and which does not really add value. And still in the payment side, there is also those initiatives, from RippleNet. So this network, which is now adopted by more than 200, if I'm not wrong, financial institutions worldwide, and this also could provide much more efficiency, could save money, could go quicker when it comes to manage global payments. So if you have huge networks of affiliates in different continents, where you have to manage different currencies. Again, here, this blockchain technology can really improve the way you process all those payments, can save you costs, but it's really a technological matter. I think the trust is completely human-based, and it's all about the relationship that you have with your partner. But blockchain can be a great asset for it, obviously. Yeah.
In my opinion, what happens is that majority of the companies that work in this business, they are being managed by some conservative people who are trying to build their business kind of like slowly but surely. Therefore, I don't really think that these people will be rushing to start new technology straight away. They will probably take time, try this product, try that product, see how the competitors did it, and then, if things went well, they will apply this product. It will take time. So yes, there is big potential in this, but at the same time, it will take time before these new products will be actually widely used.
Thank you guys so much for this great discussion. It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And enjoy
Have a
the
good day.
conference.
Thank you, guys.